This book was written and recorded by Felipe C. Bertasso. All rights reserved. Motivation is what gets you started. Discipline is what keeps you going. Jim Rohn. Have you ever wondered what sets apart those who achieve their goals from those who merely dream? The answer lies in the powerful combination of motivation and discipline. When we blend these two, we create a potent synergy. Motivation gives you the initial push, that burst of energy and enthusiasm. Discipline ensures you stay on track, maintaining rhythm and focus even when the excitement wanes. Together, these forces lead you to a level of accomplishment you might have never imagined possible. But first, let's understand what each of them really is. Concepts. Have you ever stopped to think about what truly drives us to get out of bed every morning? I'm not just talking about the alarm clock or the need to meet obligations. I'm referring to that inner force that makes us want to conquer the world, that propels us toward our dreams. This force can be divided into two parts, motivation and discipline. And that's what I want to talk to you about now. Motivation is like that initial spark, a flame that ignites our passion and makes us want to start something new. Picture yourself at the beginning of a new project, full of energy and enthusiasm. It's motivation that pushes you, making you feel that anything is possible. Whether it's the desire for promotion, the dream of starting your own business, or the urge to transform your personal life, motivation is the engine that starts this journey. But if you've ever tried to change a habit or achieve a long-term goal, you know that motivation can be fickle. One day you're super excited, and the next day it seems all that enthusiasm has evaporated. This happens because motivation, as great as it is influenced by external and internal factors that we don't always control. And when it fades, how do you keep moving forward? This is where discipline comes in. Discipline. This is the true hero of the story, the superpower that keeps us on the right path, even when motivation wavers. It's that inner voice that says, keep going, even when all you want to do is quit. The ability to stay firm in your commitments, to follow the plan laid out, regardless of how you feel at the moment. It works like a muscle that you can strengthen with practice and persistence. At first, it may seem difficult and uncomfortable, but over time, it becomes second nature. And it's this strength that turns your goals into reality. It's not about being perfect, but about being consistent, day after day, overcoming challenges and resisting the temptation to give up. What will we see throughout this guide? First, a deep understanding of what motivation is and how it works. We will demystify this often discussed force and understand its different facets. You will discover how motivation can be awakened and maintained, even in the toughest times. Learn how to identify your sources of motivation, both internal and external, and how to use them to your advantage. Next, we will dive into the universe of discipline. Perhaps you have heard that discipline is the key to success, but what does that really mean? In this book, I will teach you how to build and strengthen your discipline as if it were a muscle. We will explore practical techniques for incorporating discipline into your daily life and overcoming the challenges that arise along the way. Another essential objective of this book is to show how motivation and discipline complement each other. You will learn to balance these two forces, creating a solid foundation for pursuing any goal. Here you will see various strategies to maintain this balance, ensuring that you do not rely solely on motivation and know how to use discipline to stay on track. I also want to share inspiring stories and case studies that illustrate how motivation and discipline have transformed lives. Through real examples, you will see how these concepts have been applied in various situations, from the workplace to personal life. These stories will serve as a beacon, illuminating the path you too can follow. Finally, this book is a practical guide filled with tools, techniques, and practical exercises that you can implement immediately. The goal is for you to leave each chapter with concrete steps to apply in your life. I want you to feel empowered and inspired to make real and lasting changes. It's not just about theory, but action. How to use the book. First, I want you to approach this book as an interactive guide, not just passive reading. Instead of simply reading the words, engage with the content. Take notes, underline important passages, and reflect on how each idea applies to your own life. Consider keeping a journal or a notebook dedicated to your reflections and insights as you progress through the chapters. Each chapter is designed to build upon the previous one. Therefore, I recommend reading the book in the order it was written. This will allow you to grasp the fundamental concepts of motivation before diving into discipline, and then explore how these two forces intertwine. This sequential flow is essential for a complete and integrated understanding of the topics. This material is filled with practical exercises and activities designed to help you apply what you've learned. When you encounter an exercise, take the time to complete it fully. Do not rush or skip these activities. They are key to transforming theoretical knowledge into practical skills. If necessary, revisit and review the exercises periodically to reinforce your learning. We will use case studies and real-life examples to illustrate the concepts discussed. As you read these stories, try to put yourself in the place of the people involved. Think about how you would react in similar situations and what you could learn from their experiences. Use these stories as inspiration and as a way to visualize the practical application of motivation and discipline principles. It's also important that you allow yourself time to reflect and internalize what you've learned. After each chapter, take a moment to think about the key points and how they relate to your personal goals and challenges. Ask yourself, how can I apply this in my daily life? And what can I change starting today to improve my motivation and discipline? True transformation requires patience and consistency. Do not expect immediate results, but trust in the process. Over time, you will see how the combination of motivation and discipline can truly transform your life. Stay committed to reading and the practical application of the concepts, and celebrate each small victory along the way. Chapter 1. Understanding Motivation. Motivation can be understood as the process that initiates, guides, and sustains goal-oriented behaviors. In other words, it's what drives us to do something. Without motivation, our actions would be purposeless, and it would be difficult to find the will to keep going in the face of adversity. Essentially, motivation is the fuel that ignites the flame of our desire to live and achieve our dreams. There are two main types of motivation: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from within us. It's when we do something because we find pleasure or satisfaction in the activity itself. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation comes from outside. It is driven by external rewards or pressures, such as earning a salary, receiving praise, or avoiding punishment. However, it's important to remember that whether intrinsic or extrinsic motivation can vary from person to person and situation to situation. What motivates one person may not have the same effect on another. And sometimes the same person may need different types of motivation at different points in their life. The science of motivation is a fascinating field that explores how our desires and needs influence our behavior. Various psychological theories, such as self-determination theory and Maslow's hierarchy of needs, attempt to explain different aspects of human motivation. These theories help us understand why we feel motivated by certain things and how we can use this knowledge to improve our lives. Here, we will explore motivation in depth. We will understand how it works, what influences it, and how we can cultivate it to achieve our goals. We will discover how to awaken our intrinsic motivation and use extrinsic motivation effectively. By understanding its essence, you will be better prepared to take control of your life and pursue your dreams with determination. Types of motivation: intrinsic versus extrinsic. These two forms of motivation are like two sides of the same coin, each playing a crucial role in how we move towards our goals and how we feel throughout the journey. Intrinsic motivation comes from within us. It's the force that drives us to do something simply for the pleasure or satisfaction that the activity brings. Imagine yourself engaged in a hobby you love, like painting, writing, playing a musical instrument, or practicing a sport. You feel immersed in the activity, losing track of time, simply because you find joy and satisfaction in what you're doing. This is the power of intrinsic motivation. It is driven by our personal interests, passions, and the desire for self-improvement. When we are intrinsically motivated, our actions are not guided by external rewards, but by the internal pleasure and satisfaction we get from doing the activity. For example, a person who loves running might feel motivated to go for a morning run just for the sense of well-being and mental clarity that the activity provides. This type of motivation is deeply personal and is often linked to our sense of identity and purpose. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation is driven by external rewards or pressures. It's the force that makes us act to gain a tangible reward or avoid a negative consequence. Think of a student who studies hard for an exam to get a good grade, or a professional who works overtime to receive a bonus at the end of the month. These actions are guided by the expectation of an external reward or the need to avoid an undesirable outcome. Extrinsic motivation can be extremely powerful, especially in environments like work and school, where external rewards such as salaries, promotions, awards, or recognition play a significant role. It can help us accomplish tasks that we might not do if we relied solely on intrinsic motivation. However, extrinsic motivation can also be volatile. If the external rewards are removed or the pressures disappear, the motivation can quickly diminish. Interestingly, extrinsic motivation can, in some cases, transform into intrinsic motivation. For example, someone who initially started running to lose weight, extrinsic motivation, might, over time, begin to enjoy the activity so much that it becomes a source of pleasure in itself, intrinsic motivation. This transformation is one of the most fascinating aspects of the psychology of motivation. Let's explore how to balance and utilize these two types of motivation to achieve our goals more effectively. You will learn how to awaken your intrinsic motivation for activities that truly matter to you, and how to harness extrinsic motivation to stay focused and productive in tasks that require an extra push. Scientifically speaking, this powerful force that drives us to act and pursue our goals is not just an abstract concept. It is deeply studied by science, which seeks to understand the mechanisms and processes that lead us to move towards our goals. Diving into the science behind motivation is like uncovering the secrets of our behavior, understanding how our brains and bodies respond to stimuli and incentives. The basis of motivation lies in our brain, specifically in the reward system. This system is composed of several brain regions, including the nucleus accumbens, the ventral tegmental area, and the prefrontal cortex. When we engage in an activity that brings us pleasure or satisfaction, these circuits are activated, releasing neurotransmitters like dopamine. Dopamine is often called the pleasure hormone because it creates feelings of happiness and well-being, reinforcing the behavior that triggered it. But dopamine not only rewards us after completing a task, it also motivates us to seek these rewards. This mechanism is a fundamental part of intrinsic motivation, where the activity itself is sufficient to release dopamine and create a sense of pleasure. For example, when you learn something new and interesting, your brain releases dopamine, which increases your curiosity and desire to keep learning. Another important aspect of the science of motivation is self-determination theory, developed by psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan. This theory suggests that human motivation is driven by three basic psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. When these needs are met, our intrinsic motivation is strengthened. 1. Autonomy refers to the need to feel that we have control over our actions and decisions. When we feel autonomous, we are more likely to engage in activities with enthusiasm and determination. 2. Competence is the need to feel effective and capable in our actions. When we perceive that we are progressing and improving, our motivation increases because we feel we are achieving our goals. 3. Relatedness relates to the need to feel connected to others. Having positive and supportive relationships can boost our motivation, as we feel valued and understood. Self-determination theory shows us that motivation is not just a matter of external rewards, but also of satisfying fundamental internal needs. When we balance these needs, we create an environment where motivation can flourish more naturally and sustainably. Motivation can also be influenced by external factors, such as expectancy theory, proposed by Victor Vero. This theory suggests that our motivation to perform a task is influenced by three factors: expectancy, the belief that we can achieve the goal; instrumentality, the belief that achieving it will result in a reward; and valence, the value we place on the reward. When we believe that our effort will lead to success and that success will bring a valuable reward, our motivation is significantly increased. Another important concept is the growth mindset, developed by psychologist Carol Dweck. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. This belief strengthens intrinsic motivation, as they are willing to face challenges and persist in the face of difficulties, seeing them as opportunities for growth. Understanding the science behind motivation gives us powerful tools to boost our own motivation and that of others. By recognizing brain mechanisms, psychological needs, and motivational theories, we can create more effective strategies to stay motivated and achieve our goals. Varied contexts. Motivation manifests in various ways depending on the context we find ourselves in. It can drive us in the workplace, in school, in personal relationships, and even in our health and wellness goals. Let's explore some examples of how motivation operates in different areas of life, illustrating its importance and impact. Motivation in the workplace. Imagine starting a new project at work. Intrinsic motivation might come from the sheer pleasure you get from tackling an interesting challenge and finding creative solutions. You might feel satisfaction from seeing the progress and impact of your work, or from collaborating with talented colleagues and learning something new. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation might come from external incentives, such as the promise of a promotion, a salary increase, or public recognition for your performance. These extrinsic factors can be particularly powerful in keeping you focused and productive, especially for tasks that may not be intrinsically motivating. Motivation in education. In the educational context, intrinsic motivation is evident when a student feels passionate about a subject and dedicates time and effort to learning out of pure interest and curiosity. For example, a student who loves history might spend hours reading about past events and discussing theories with friends simply because they find joy in learning. Extrinsic motivation, however, might manifest when a student works hard to get good grades to earn a scholarship, receive praise from parents, or avoid punishment. While extrinsic motivation can be effective, especially in the short term, combining it with forms of intrinsic motivation can lead to deeper and more sustainable learning. Motivation in personal relationships. In personal relationships, intrinsic motivation can be seen in the genuine desire to spend time with someone because you value the emotional connection and their company. You might feel motivated to do something kind for your partner or friend because it brings you internal joy and satisfaction. Extrinsic motivation in relationships might occur when you make an effort to impress someone or to avoid conflicts. For example, you might attend a social event you're not particularly fond of because you know it will make your partner happy, thereby reinforcing harmony in the relationship. Motivation in health and wellness. When it comes to health and wellness, intrinsic motivation might arise from the pleasure you feel in participating in a sport or physical activity you love. Running outdoors, dancing, or practicing yoga might be activities you engage in because you enjoy how you feel during and after the practice. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, might come from tangible goals like losing weight, gaining muscle mass, or achieving a specific milestone, such as completing a marathon. External rewards, such as praise from friends and family, or even winning a medal, can be powerful motivators to maintain your commitment to health. Motivation in overcoming challenges. When facing personal or professional challenges, intrinsic motivation might be the desire to overcome these obstacles for personal growth and the satisfaction that comes with conquering them. Imagine someone deciding to learn a new language. The joy of understanding a new culture and the satisfaction of communicating effectively in a different language can be strong intrinsic motivators. Extrinsic motivation in overcoming challenges might be linked to rewards such as getting a promotion at work, obtaining a certification, or winning a competition. These external incentives can provide the necessary energy to keep moving forward, even when the task seems difficult. These examples illustrate how motivation can vary significantly depending on the context. The key to a balanced and productive life is recognizing and cultivating both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. When we understand what motivates us in different situations, we can create more effective strategies to achieve our goals and live more fulfilling lives. Chapter 2. The Limits of Motivation. Have you ever been super excited about a new project or goal, only to see that excitement fade away a few weeks later? Don't worry, you're not alone. Motivation can be an incredibly powerful force, but it can also be surprisingly fleeting. Let's now understand why motivation is so ephemeral and how we can deal with this volatile characteristic. Motivation, especially extrinsic motivation, is often based on external rewards or avoiding punishments. When the expectation of a reward is high, our motivation can soar. However, once the reward is obtained or the threat of punishment is removed, motivation can quickly diminish. Think of a child who behaves well in hopes of getting a new toy. As soon as they get the toy, the motivation to continue behaving well can drop significantly. Similarly, intrinsic motivation, which comes from within us, can also be unstable. It is strongly influenced by our feelings, interests, and emotional states, which can change from day to day. Imagine being deeply interested in learning to play the guitar. In the first few days, you might be completely engrossed, practicing for hours on end. But after a few weeks, you might start to feel demotivated, especially when you encounter difficulties or when the novelty begins to wear off. Motivation can also be impacted by external and internal factors, such as stress, fatigue, and changes in our routine or environment. For example, a project you were eager to start at work might lose its appeal if you begin facing excessive deadline pressure or conflicts with colleagues. Stress and mental overload can quickly drain our motivational energy. Another crucial factor is hedonic adaptation. This term refers to the human tendency to return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative changes in their lives. When we start a new activity or achieve an important goal, our happiness and motivation can increase. However, over time, we become accustomed to this new reality, and our level of happiness, and consequently, our motivation, returns to its baseline. The lack of clarity and goal definition can also contribute to this loss. When our goals are vague or seem unattainable, it can be difficult to maintain long-term motivation. Conversely, well-defined goals broken down into smaller, manageable steps can help maintain focus and motivation over time. Motivation can also be affected by the lack of feedback and recognition. In many situations, especially at work, the absence of recognition for efforts and achievements can lead to demotivation. Positive feedback and regular recognition can reinforce our sense of purpose and accomplishment, helping to sustain motivation. Understanding these limitations helps us create better strategies to manage and sustain motivation. By recognizing the factors that influence our motivation, we can find ways to stay motivated and continue progressing towards our goals. Myths. Motivation is a widely discussed topic, and as such, it is filled with myths and misconceptions. These myths can create unrealistic expectations and even discourage people from pursuing their goals. Let's debunk some of the most common myths and understand the truth behind them. Myth 1. Motivation is inborn. Many people believe that motivation is an innate trait that you are either born with or without, and that it cannot be changed. However, the reality is that motivation can be developed and cultivated over time. It is not a fixed characteristic. It is a skill that can be improved with practice and the right strategies. Everyone has the potential to increase their motivation with time and effort. Myth 2. Motivation is constant. Another common myth is the idea that motivation is constant and once you find it, it will remain strong indefinitely. In truth, motivation is fluid and can fluctuate over time. It can be high at certain moments and low at others, influenced by internal and external factors. Understanding that these fluctuations are normal can help us not get discouraged when our enthusiasm wanes. This is why developing discipline and good habits is crucial for maintaining steady progress, even when motivation is not at its peak. Myth 3. Motivation is always positive. Motivation is often viewed as something exclusively positive, but the truth is it can have a dark side. Some forms of motivation, like those driven by fear or extreme pressure, can lead to stress, anxiety, and burnout. It is important to seek healthy forms of motivation that drive us positively and sustainably, rather than relying on fear or excessive self-criticism. Myth 4. Motivation comes from outside. While external rewards and incentives can be powerful motivators, the idea that motivation must come from outside is a myth. Intrinsic motivation, which comes from within us, is often more powerful and sustainable. When we find pleasure and satisfaction in the activities themselves, we are more likely to maintain our efforts in the long run. It is essential to find a balance between extrinsic motivation, like rewards, and intrinsic motivation, like personal satisfaction, to maintain a healthy and lasting level of motivation. Myth 5. Motivation solves everything. Many people believe that motivation is the key to solving all problems and achieving any goal. While it is important, it is not enough on its own. Success also depends on planning, discipline, skills, resources, and sometimes a bit of luck. Relying solely on motivation can lead to frustration when desired results are not immediately achieved. It is crucial to complement motivation with practical strategies and a realistic action plan. Myth 6. Motivation is only for big goals. There is a belief that motivation is only necessary for achieving big goals and dreams. However, it is also crucial for everyday, small tasks. Small goals and daily actions accumulate to create significant progress over time. In fact, valuing and motivating oneself to accomplish small daily achievements is the secret key to conquering big goals. Myth 7. Only motivated people succeed. This myth suggests that only those who are always motivated achieve success, but in reality, many successful people face days of low motivation. What sets them apart is their ability to keep moving forward even when they are not feeling particularly motivated. Developing discipline and effective habits can compensate for temporary lack of motivation, ensuring that progress continues regardless of motivational fluctuations. Myth 8. Motivation can be forced. Forcing oneself to be motivated is a misguided concept. Trying to make yourself feel motivated usually isn't effective and can even be counterproductive, leading to frustration and discouragement. Instead, it is more useful to identify and remove obstacles blocking your motivation, create a supportive environment, and focus on the purpose and meaning of your actions. Myth 9. Motivated people don't need breaks. There is a misconception that highly motivated people do not need rest and can keep working incessantly. However, rest and recovery are essential for maintaining healthy levels of motivation and performance in the long run. Regular breaks help prevent burnout and maintain mental clarity, allowing motivation to be renewed. Myth 10. Motivation is all or nothing. Motivation is often seen as something you either have or don't have, but in reality, it can exist in varying degrees. Small bursts of motivation can be enough to start or continue a task and can be cultivated and increased over time. The key is to recognize and seize these moments, no matter how small, and use them to build momentum. Debunking these myths is crucial for developing a more realistic and practical understanding of motivation. By recognizing that motivation is not a constant, innate, or magical force, we can adopt more effective strategies to cultivate and sustain it. Dependency on motivation. A common and misleading trap that many of us fall into without realizing it. It may seem intuitive to wait for motivation to start or continue a task, but relying solely on it can be detrimental to our progress and long-term success. Imagine you are waiting for the perfect moment to start a new project or habit, hoping to feel inspired and motivated. Sometimes that motivation arrives, and you feel invincible, diving into the task with energy and enthusiasm. But what happens on the days when it isn't there? If you depend exclusively on this fleeting feeling, you are likely to procrastinate, feel frustrated, and eventually give up on your goals. Motivation is, by nature, volatile and unpredictable. It can be influenced by a variety of factors, such as our mood, environment, physical and mental health, and even the weather. Relying on this unstable force means that your progress will be equally unstable. Days of high motivation will be followed by periods of procrastination and stagnation. Moreover, motivation, especially extrinsic motivation, can lose its power over time. Rewards that once were enough to drive us can become less effective as we get used to them. This can lead to a vicious cycle of constantly seeking new sources of external motivation without ever developing the consistency needed to maintain progress. Adopting a growth mindset, as proposed by psychologist Carol Dweck, can be transformative. A growth mindset involves believing that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. With this mindset, you are more willing to face challenges and persist in the face of difficulties, seeing them as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Dependency on motivation can trap us in a cycle of highs and lows that hinders sustainable progress. By developing discipline, creating solid habits, and adopting a growth mindset, we can stay on course and continue moving towards our goals, regardless of daily levels of motivation. Remember, true transformation and success come from consistency and the ability to act, even when motivation is not present. Chapter 3. Introduction to Discipline. Discipline is the fundamental ability to maintain a consistent and deliberate commitment to a set of rules, norms, or a plan of action, regardless of external circumstances or momentary internal feelings. It represents the inner strength that drives us to act according to plan, even when we face obstacles, fatigue, or lack of motivation. It is understood as the ability to regulate our actions and behaviors to align them with our long-term goals, overcoming the temptations of immediate gratification. It is the continuous practice of adhering to routines and habits that support our progress, keeping us focused on what truly matters. Through discipline, we transform intentions into consistent actions, ensuring that our daily efforts contribute to the achievement of our goals and dreams. Discipline is the foundation that sustains success in various areas of life, from personal and academic development to professional and relational. Without discipline, initial motivation and enthusiasm can dissipate, leaving our goals unattained. Therefore, discipline is not just a virtue, but an essential skill for achieving success in any area. Although often seen merely as a behavioral trait, discipline has deep roots in psychology, involving mental and emotional mechanisms that allow us to maintain focus and consistency in our actions, even in the face of challenges and distractions. It is closely linked to the functioning of several areas of the brain, especially the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for planning, decision-making, and impulse control. This area of the brain allows us to consider the consequences of our actions and suppress impulsive behaviors that could divert us from our goals. Proper functioning of the prefrontal cortex is essential in the process of discipline. When this area is well developed and active, we are able to resist immediate temptations and focus on long-term goals. Neuroscience studies show that regular practices of self-control and discipline can strengthen these brain areas, improving our ability to maintain consistency in our actions. The concept of delaying gratification, widely studied through Walter Mischel's famous marshmallow experiment, is central to discipline. This experiment demonstrated that children who could delay immediate gratification, waiting for a larger reward instead of accepting a smaller one right away, tended to have better academic and professional outcomes in the future. Delaying gratification is directly related to the ability to exercise discipline. People who can delay immediate rewards in favor of future benefits generally demonstrate greater self-discipline. This skill can be developed and improved through conscious practices and self-management strategies. It's also important to remember that emotions play a significant role in our ability to maintain discipline. Feelings of stress, anxiety, and frustration can undermine our efforts to stay focused and consistent. Conversely, positive emotions such as satisfaction, pride, and hope can strengthen our self-discipline. Psychology reveals that discipline is more than just willpower. It is a complex set of neurological processes, psychological needs, emotional regulation skills, and self-management strategies. By recognizing these components, we can develop and strengthen our discipline more effectively. Self-control. Discipline and self-control are concepts often mentioned together, but they have distinct nuances and play complementary roles in our pursuit of goals. Self-control is the ability to regulate and control impulses, emotions, and momentary desires that can divert our attention from long-term goals. It is a reactive skill, triggered in response to specific stimuli that may provoke impulsive or undesirable behaviors. Self-control involves the ability to resist immediate temptations and impulses that can harm our objectives. For example, resisting the temptation to eat unhealthy food while on a diet. Self-control also includes the ability to manage and regulate emotions, such as controlling anger in a stressful situation or avoiding procrastination when feeling overwhelmed. It requires making conscious decisions to avoid impulsive behaviors and choosing actions that align with our long-term goals. Although discipline and self-control are related, their differences can be observed in various aspects. Discipline is proactive, referring to the creation and maintenance of consistent routines and habits that keep us on track to achieve our goals. Self-control, on the other hand, is reactive, involving the regulation of impulses and emotions in response to specific stimuli that may divert our focus. While discipline focuses on adhering to a long-term plan, ensuring that our daily actions are aligned with our goals, self-control focuses on managing immediate behaviors and resisting temptations that can hinder short-term progress. Discipline leads to the creation of automatic habits that facilitate the execution of desired actions without the need for constant decision-making. Self-control, on the other hand, requires conscious decisions to resist impulses and regulate behaviors in the moment. Discipline helps us establish a clear and consistent path to achieve our goals, while self-control allows us to resist temptations and avoid deviations from that path. For example, a disciplined athlete follows a rigorous training plan, discipline, and resists the temptation to skip training sessions or eat unhealthy foods, self-control. Similarly, a disciplined student maintains a structured study routine, discipline, and manages stress and procrastination before exams, self-control. We must cultivate both, creating a foundation of solid habits and the ability to manage momentary impulses and emotions. In practice, to better understand the importance of not relying solely on motivation, let's explore some case studies that illustrate situations where motivation failed and how these individuals managed to overcome it. These realistic examples will help contextualize the challenges and practical solutions we can adopt to maintain progress, even when motivation wanes. Case Study 1. The University Student. John, a university student, was extremely motivated at the beginning of the semester. He was determined to get high grades and participate in extracurricular activities. In the first few months, he studied diligently, joined study groups, and volunteered at university events. However, as the semester progressed, the workload increased, and John started to feel overwhelmed and stressed. His initial motivation disappeared, and he began to procrastinate, resulting in declining academic performance. Solution: developing study habits. John realized that relying solely on motivation was unsustainable. He decided to create a structured study routine, setting specific times to review each subject. Additionally, he adopted the Pomodoro technique to divide his study time into manageable blocks, interspersed with short breaks. He also sought support from a study group, where mutual accountability helped keep everyone motivated. With these changes, John improved his discipline and maintained a consistent study rhythm, regardless of his fluctuating motivation levels. Case Study 2. The Marketing Professional. Maria is a marketing professional who has always been highly motivated to achieve her career goals. However, after a few years in the same job, she started to feel demotivated and dissatisfied. Her daily tasks became repetitive, and she no longer felt the same passion for her work. This began to affect her performance and attitude in the workplace. Solution: redefining goals and purpose. Maria decided she needed to rediscover her purpose and redefine her goals. She started attending workshops and online courses to learn new marketing skills and techniques, which revitalized her interest in the field. Additionally, Maria set short and long-term goals, such as leading a new project or earning a professional certification. With these new goals, she found a fresh source of intrinsic motivation and reconnected with her passion for marketing. This renewal of purpose helped her overcome her demotivation and regain her enthusiasm for work. Case Study 3. The Struggling Entrepreneur. Carlos, a young entrepreneur, started his own company with great enthusiasm and motivation. Initially, he worked tirelessly to grow his business. However, after a few months, he began to face significant financial and operational challenges. The pressure and stress caused his motivation to dwindle, and he started doubting his ability to succeed. Solution: focusing on discipline and structured planning. Carlos recognized that he needed a more disciplined approach to overcome his challenges. He created a detailed business plan, setting specific and realistic goals. Additionally, he implemented a rigorous daily routine, including dedicated times for financial analysis, marketing, and product development. Carlos also sought mentorship from experienced entrepreneurs who offered valuable advice and encouragement. With a more structured and disciplined approach, Carlos managed to face his challenges with greater resilience and eventually saw his business start to thrive again. Case Study 4. The Amateur Athlete. Anna is an amateur athlete who has always been motivated to improve her performance in long-distance running. However, after a period of injuries and recovery, she lost the motivation to train. Frustration and lack of progress made her consider giving up on her athletic goals. Solution: small steps and rewards. To regain her motivation, Anna started focusing on small steps instead of big goals. She set simple daily goals, such as running short distances or doing strengthening exercises. Anna also rewarded herself for achieving these small goals, which helped maintain her motivation. Additionally, she joined a local running group, where the camaraderie and support of other runners provided a new source of inspiration and accountability. Gradually, Anna regained her confidence and motivation, returning to consistent training. These case studies demonstrate that motivation, while powerful, is not sufficient by itself to ensure long-term success. Discipline, habit creation, structure planning, and social support are crucial elements for sustaining progress, especially when motivation falters. Chapter 4. The Importance of Discipline for Success. Success in any area of life is often the result of consistent and deliberate effort. This consistent effort is sustained by discipline. Without discipline, our actions tend to be impulsive and disorganized, which usually results in sporadic progress or lack of progress altogether. Firstly, discipline allows us to set and follow long-term goals. Imagine someone who wants to lose weight. Without discipline, this person might start with enthusiasm but quickly give up when facing the first difficulties or temptations. With discipline, however, they create and stick to a diet and exercise plan, regardless of the obstacles that arise. This constant commitment is what leads to sustainable weight loss and better health. Discipline is also fundamental in creating valuable habits. When we repeat actions consistently, these actions become automatic, forming habits that sustain our behavior in the long term. For example, a disciplined writer who writes every day, even if only for 30 minutes, will end up producing much more work than someone who writes only when they feel inspired. This daily writing habit, sustained by discipline, is what results in finished books and success as a writer. Discipline also helps us overcome procrastination. We often delay important tasks because they seem difficult or unpleasant. Discipline allows us to tackle these tasks in a structured and regular manner, breaking them into manageable parts and addressing them step by step. This is crucial because success often requires us to perform tasks that are not necessarily enjoyable, but are essential for progress. Another crucial aspect of discipline is its ability to keep us focused on our goals, even when we face distractions and temptations. In a world full of constant distractions, from social media to social commitments, the ability to stay focused on what truly matters is invaluable. Discipline helps us say no to distractions and yes to consistent work towards our goals. In the workplace, discipline manifests in the ability to meet deadlines, consistently deliver high-quality work, and maintain a steady level of productivity. Disciplined professionals are seen as reliable and are often the ones who advance in their careers. They are the ones who, regardless of external pressures, manage to maintain a high standard of performance, which is essential for long-term success. Discipline is equally important in personal development, whether we are talking about learning a new skill, improving our health, or strengthening relationships. Being disciplined allows us to make continuous progress. Learning a musical instrument, for example, requires regular practice. It is easy to give up when practice becomes difficult or repetitive. However, if we remain consistent, regular practice translates into continuous improvement and eventually mastery. Discipline allows us to transform our dreams and goals into concrete and consistent actions. Without it, our initial motivation quickly fades, and our goals remain unattainable. With it, we create lasting habits, overcome procrastination, stay focused on our goals, and develop the resilience needed to face challenges and setbacks. It is this ability to act consistently and in a structured manner that enables us to achieve success, regardless of the area of life we are focused on. Therefore, discipline is not just a component of success. It is the pillar upon which all success is built. Resilience. Imagine you are facing a difficult moment. It could be the loss of a job, a failure in an important project, or even a personal challenge, such as an illness or the loss of a loved one. During these times, it's natural to feel down and question whether it's possible to overcome the adversity. However, there is an inner strength that allows us not only to survive these storms, but also to emerge stronger and wiser. This strength is known as resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover from life's blows and keep moving forward. Think about those moments when you felt like everything was falling apart, but somehow you found the energy to get up and try again. Perhaps it was the strength to look for a new job after being laid off, or the determination to keep studying after failing a class. It's this ability to adapt and persevere that helps us deal with difficulties effectively. Consider the story of Anna, who dreamed of starting her own business. At first, she was full of enthusiasm but faced a series of failures. Her first product didn't sell well. Investors rejected her proposals. Instead of giving up, Anna decided to learn from each failure. She adjusted her business plan, improved her products, and kept trying. Each rejection was a step towards success, and eventually her business thrived. Anna exemplifies how the ability to recover and learn from difficulties can lead to long-term success. The ability to bounce back after a setback is essential not only at work but in all areas of life. Think of an athlete who suffers a serious injury before an important competition. Physical recovery is only part of the challenge. They also need to find a mental strength to train again, face the fear of getting injured, and believe they can compete at a high level again. This strength comes from the ability to adapt, learn from the experience, and move forward, even when the path seems impossible. But it's not only major events that test our resilience. Every day, we face small frustrations and challenges that can undermine our determination. It could be criticism at work, a disagreement with a friend, or a goal that seems out of reach. The ability to handle these small adversities and keep moving toward our goals is what sets apart those who achieve success from those who are paralyzed by doubt and fear. It's important to remember that resilience is not something you're born with. It's something you can develop. One way to do this is by practicing gratitude. When we focus on the things we are grateful for, even during difficult times, we can shift our perspective and find strength we didn't know we had. Another way is to maintain a support network, surrounding ourselves with people who encourage us and help us see situations differently. Sharing our struggles with friends and family can provide the emotional support needed to keep going. We must also allow ourselves to fail. Failures are not the end of the journey, but part of the learning process. Each mistake is an opportunity to grow and improve. Instead of seeing failure as an insurmountable obstacle, we can view it as a stepping stone toward our ultimate goal. This shift in perspective is crucial for continuing to make progress, even when things don't go as planned. Therefore, when life knocks us down, it is the ability to adapt and keep fighting that allows us to achieve our goals. It is this inner strength that turns challenges into opportunities for growth. By developing resilience, we prepare ourselves to face any storm and emerge stronger than ever. Small steps pave the way to great achievements. Discipline in small tasks is an essential component of success that often goes unnoticed. It is the attention and commitment to these daily details that accumulate and create the foundation for larger accomplishments. Consider the daily routine of a successful person. It is built not only on grand moments but on consistent habits and small acts of discipline. Imagine, for example, a professional who starts the day by organizing their desk. This simple act might seem trivial, but it sets the stage for a productive day. An organized desk helps reduce distractions and increases the ability to concentrate. By responding to emails efficiently in the morning, they keep communication clear and avoid task overload. Each small action contributes to a more structured and efficient workday. In the field of study, discipline in small tasks is equally vital. A student who reviews their notes daily, even for just 15 minutes, retains information better and consistently prepares for exams. This regular study habit prevents the stress of cramming everything the night before tests. Small daily study periods accumulate knowledge and lead to superior academic performance. In personal health, small disciplined actions also make a big difference. Consider someone who decides to walk for 20 minutes every day. While 20 minutes might seem insignificant, this daily routine significantly contributes to cardiovascular health and overall well-being. Similarly, maintaining a balanced diet, controlling portions, and choosing healthy foods requires discipline at each meal but leads to significant benefits over time. In skill development, consistency in small practices is fundamental. Learning to play a musical instrument, for instance, doesn't happen overnight. It requires daily practice, even if only for short periods. Playing scales or pieces of music every day gradually and effectively develops a musician's technique and skill. This discipline in daily practice eventually results in mastery. Personal relationships also benefit from discipline in small tasks. Consistently showing attention and care, such as sending a supportive message to a friend or dedicating time for a meaningful conversation with a partner, strengthens bonds and builds healthy relationships. Small gestures, repeated regularly, create an environment of trust and affection. The self-discipline we develop through these small daily tasks also strengthens our ability to tackle larger challenges. When we are used to regularly meeting small goals, we are better prepared to handle more complex and demanding objectives. Consistency in small actions builds a solid foundation of positive habits that sustain us in times of greater difficulty. Each small step, each maintained habit, contributes to a continuous movement toward our larger goals. This approach prevents us from feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of our dreams, allowing us to focus on daily actions that gradually bring us closer to where we want to be. It is what transforms intentions into reality, one action at a time. Chapter 5. Building discipline. Developing discipline is a process that requires dedication, continuous practice, and effective strategies. Here are some essential approaches to cultivating this fundamental skill. First, it is important to set specific and well-defined goals. Having clarity about what you want to achieve is crucial. Vague goals make it difficult to focus and persist. Instead of general objectives like, I want to be more productive, opt for concrete goals like, I will write 500 words per day, or I will read for 30 minutes every night. Clear goals provide a sense of direction and make it easier to create an action plan. A well-structured action plan is essential. After setting your goals, break them down into smaller, manageable steps. This makes it easier to track progress and avoid feeling overwhelmed. For example, if you aim to learn a new language, plan to study one chapter per week, practice conversation for 15 minutes daily, and review vocabulary on Sundays. Having a detailed plan keeps you on track and helps maintain engagement. Incorporating daily routines can turn small efforts into lasting habits. Establishing specific times for important tasks helps automate desirable behaviors, reducing the need for constant decision-making. For example, if you want to adopt an exercise routine, set a fixed time every day and treat this commitment seriously. The consistency of routines makes it easier to maintain discipline in the long term. tracking your progress is an effective way to maintain discipline. Use tools like journals, apps, or spreadsheets to record your activities and assess your progress. This not only helps keep you accountable, but also provides a clear view of what is working and what needs adjustment. Celebrating small victories along the way reinforces positive behaviors and keeps motivation high. Self-care is crucial to sustaining discipline. Taking good care of yourself, ensuring adequate sleep, a balanced diet, and relaxation time is essential. Stress and exhaustion can undermine the ability to maintain discipline, so balancing work and rest is crucial for long-term effort. Learning to prioritize and say no to distractions is a critical skill. Discipline requires the ability to focus on what is important and avoid commitments that divert you from your goals. Set clear boundaries and do not be afraid to decline activities that do not align with your objectives. This discernment is essential to stay on track and maintain consistency. Seeking support from others can make a significant difference. Share your goals with friends, family, or colleagues who can offer encouragement and hold you accountable. Joining groups or communities with similar interests can also provide a supportive and inspiring environment. Accepting and learning from mistakes is part of the process. Developing discipline involves facing failures and setbacks. Instead of getting discouraged, see these moments as learning opportunities. Analyze what did not work, adjust your plan, and keep moving forward. The ability to recover and adapt is essential for building discipline. Constant practice is key. Commit to small daily acts of discipline, even when you are not motivated. Over time, these behaviors will become more automatic and natural. Discipline is not a destination, but a continuous practice that can transform your aspirations into reality. Techniques and tools. Enhancing discipline is a goal that can be achieved by applying specific techniques and tools. These strategies help create lasting habits and maintain focus on long-term goals. A powerful technique is breaking tasks into smaller parts. Large goals can seem daunting, but when divided into smaller tasks, they become more manageable. For example, if your goal is to write a book, start by breaking the task down into chapters and each chapter into paragraphs. Focus on writing one paragraph a day, instead of worrying about writing the entire book at once. This approach reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed and facilitates steady progress. Another effective tool is the use of checklists. Listing daily tasks and checking them off as they are completed provides a sense of accomplishment and helps maintain focus. Checklists not only keep you organized, but also provide a visual record of your progress. Additionally, checking off items releases dopamine in the brain, creating a positive feedback loop that encourages continuity. The Pomodoro technique is another popular tool for increasing discipline. It involves working in defined time intervals, usually 25 minutes, followed by a short 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This method helps maintain focus and productivity while preventing burnout. Dividing work time into manageable blocks makes it easier to start difficult tasks and maintain consistency. Establishing a daily routine is fundamental for cultivating discipline. Creating fixed times for specific tasks automates desirable behaviors and reduces the need for constant decision-making. For example, if you want to exercise regularly, schedule a specific time every day to work out and treat this commitment as non-negotiable. The consistency of a routine makes it easier to maintain discipline over time. Keeping a habit journal is another useful technique. Recording your actions and reflections on your habit progress daily allows you to identify patterns and areas for improvement. The journal can include notes on what worked, what didn't, and how you felt during the process. This not only helps maintain accountability, but also offers valuable insights to adjust your strategies as needed. Seeking social support is a powerful tool for increasing discipline. Sharing your goals with friends, family, or colleagues can provide encouragement and keep you accountable. Joining support groups or communities with similar interests can also offer a motivating and inspiring environment. Social support creates a network of accountability that can be crucial for maintaining discipline during times of discouragement. Using apps and digital tools can facilitate time management and task organization. Apps like Todoist, Trello, and Habitica help plan and track daily activities, set reminders, and monitor progress. These apps offer functionalities that allow you to break down tasks, set deadlines, and even gamify the habit maintenance process, making it more engaging and fun. Setting rewards is a technique that can increase motivation and discipline. Define small rewards for yourself when you achieve intermediate goals. For example, after completing a week of daily exercise, treat yourself to something special or enjoy a leisure activity you like. Rewards help maintain enthusiasm and provide additional incentives to keep moving forward. The practice of visualization can also be effective. Take a few minutes each day to visualize yourself successfully achieving your goals. Imagine the steps you will take, the challenges you will overcome, and the sense of accomplishment you will feel. Positive visualization reinforces the belief in your ability to reach your goals and boosts motivation to maintain discipline. Adopting a growth mindset, as proposed by psychologist Carol Dweck, involves believing that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. This mindset fosters resilience and persistence, essential for maintaining discipline over the long term. Believing that you can develop your skills and continuously improve helps face challenges with a positive attitude. See obstacles as learning opportunities rather than insurmountable barriers. By applying these techniques and tools, you can build and maintain discipline, turning your aspirations into reality through consistent, focused effort. Self-knowledge. Another vital element in this endeavor is self-knowledge. Essential for increasing discipline and achieving success in various areas of life, self-knowledge allows you to understand your strengths and weaknesses, identify what truly motivates you, and create personalized strategies to stay focused. Here are some effective techniques to enhance self-knowledge. Personal journal. Keeping a journal is one of the most powerful techniques for developing self-knowledge. Spend a few minutes each day writing about your experiences, feelings, and reflections. Note what happened during the day, how you reacted to situations, and what you learned. This process of self-reflection helps identify behavior patterns, emotional triggers, and areas where you can improve. Over time, you will start to notice trends in your reactions and attitudes, allowing you to make conscious adjustments. Meditation and mindfulness. The practice of meditation and mindfulness can provide a deeper understanding of your thoughts and emotions. Set aside daily time to sit quietly and observe your thoughts without judgment. Meditation helps create a full awareness of the present moment, allowing you to identify your automatic reactions and better understand your internal motivations. This can lead to greater clarity about your goals and the obstacles you need to overcome. Personality tests. Tools like the MBTI and Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, the Enneagram, and the Big Five can offer valuable insights into your personality and behavior. These tests help identify your preferences, strengths, and areas for development. Understanding your personality type can provide a solid foundation for improving discipline, as it allows you to tailor your strategies according to your personal characteristics. Feedback from others. Requesting feedback from people you trust can provide valuable perspectives on your attitudes and behaviors. Ask friends, family, or colleagues for their observations about you. Constructive feedback can reveal blind spots and areas where you may need improvement. Additionally, hearing others' perceptions can help validate your own reflections and encourage positive changes. Regular self-assessment. Conducting regular self-assessments is an effective way to monitor your progress and adjust your strategies. Perform a weekly or monthly review of your goals and what you have accomplished. Ask yourself what worked well, what could have been better, and how you can improve in the future. This continuous practice of self-assessment keeps you accountable and focused on your goals. Personal SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, is common in business but can be applied to self-knowledge. List your internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as the external opportunities and threats you face. This detailed analysis helps identify areas for growth and develop plans to overcome challenges. Understanding these factors allows you to make more informed and strategic decisions. Defining personal values. Clarifying your personal values is crucial for developing a disciplined life aligned with your true priorities. Take time to reflect on what is most important to you in life. This may include values like integrity, family, health, personal growth, among others. By clearly defining your values, you can align your actions and goals with what truly matters, increasing motivation and consistency. Therapy or coaching. Working with a therapist or coach can significantly accelerate the development of self-knowledge. These professionals can offer an external perspective, guide you through personal challenges, and help identify behavior patterns you might not notice on your own. They can also provide personalized tools and techniques to improve discipline and achieve your goals. Practice of gratitude. Keeping a gratitude journal can shift your perspective and increase self-knowledge. Write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. This simple practice helps focus on the positive aspects of your life, reinforcing a mindset of abundance and contentment. Reflecting on what you value helps you gain a deeper understanding of what truly matters and what motivates you. Conscious self-observation. Dedicate moments of your day to simply observe your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This practice of conscious self-observation can be done anywhere and anytime. By developing the ability to observe without judgment, you begin to better understand your automatic reactions and can make more conscious choices. By applying these self-knowledge techniques, you not only improve your ability to maintain discipline, but also develop a deeper understanding of yourself. This self-understanding allows you to navigate life's challenges with more confidence and resilience. With a solid foundation of self-knowledge, you can identify and overcome the obstacles that typically undermine discipline, transforming how you approach your goals and achievements. Rewards and punishments. Rewards and punishments are classic and effective strategies for shaping behaviors and increasing discipline. When used in a balanced and conscious manner, they can be powerful tools to encourage positive habits and discourage undesirable behaviors. Rewards do not always need to be tangible. They can be intangible, such as praise, personal recognition, and the satisfaction of seeing your progress. For example, giving yourself a moment of relaxation or a break to do something you enjoy after completing a difficult task can be extremely effective. This type of reward helps reinforce positive behavior without relying on external resources. On the other hand, punishments, when used carefully, also have their place. They should not be severe or demotivating, but should serve as reminders of the consequences of not meeting commitments. For example, if you do not reach your daily study goal, you might impose a leisure restriction on yourself, such as not watching your favorite show until the task is completed. This approach helps maintain focus and discipline, reminding you of the importance of your goals. Applying these techniques consistently is crucial. In both cases, they should be immediate so that the connection between behavior and consequence is clear. For example, if you plan to reward yourself with an outing after completing a week of regular workouts, do so right after the last workout of the week. Similarly, if you fail to meet a goal, the punishment should be applied immediately to reinforce the need to stick to the plan. It is important to remember that the emphasis should always be more on rewards than punishments. A positive and motivating environment is much more effective for fostering discipline than one based primarily on the fear of punishments. Rewards create a sense of satisfaction and progress, while punishments should be used in a balanced way to correct and direct behaviors. Keep in mind that these strategies are more effective when reviewed and adjusted regularly. What may have been a great motivation at the beginning can lose its impact over time, just as a punishment that was initially effective can become less relevant. Regularly evaluating your reward and punishment strategies ensures that they continue to be motivating and effective. This method requires a balanced, fair, and consistent approach. By creating a system that encourages positive behavior and discourages negative behavior, you can transform your habits and achieve your goals more effectively. Whether rewarding yourself with small pleasures or applying moderate consequences, these strategies can help keep your motivation high and your discipline strong, leading you on a steady path to success. Creating powerful habits. What if we had to wake up every morning and plan every small action? Brushing our teeth, taking a shower, preparing breakfast. If these actions weren't habits, the amount of mental energy needed to perform these everyday tasks would be overwhelming. When these activities become habitual, they happen almost automatically, freeing our minds to focus on more complex and demanding tasks. Habits not only simplify life, but also create a clear path to achieving our goals. For example, if you want to be healthier, establishing the habit of exercising daily is more effective than relying on bursts of motivation. Motivation can be volatile and inconsistent, but a well-established habit keeps you on track, even on days when you don't feel particularly inspired. This is the power of habits. They create a structure that sustains continuous progress. Habits are essential for self-sufficiency and personal growth. Think of a student who commits to studying for an hour every day. At first, it may be difficult to maintain this routine, but over time, daily studying becomes second nature. This habit creates a cycle of constant learning, allowing the student to accumulate knowledge effectively and consistently. Similarly, in the workplace, habits such as reviewing the agenda at the beginning of the day, responding to emails promptly, and taking regular breaks can significantly increase productivity and efficiency. In addition to promoting personal growth, Habits also help build a solid foundation of confidence. Each time we fulfill a habitual action, we reinforce the belief in our ability to keep commitments and achieve goals. This positive cycle of action and reward strengthens our self-discipline and encourages us to continue pursuing ever greater objectives. Habits also play a crucial role in maintaining mental and emotional health. Regular self-care practices such as meditation, physical exercise, and adequate sleep are fundamental to overall well-being. When these practices become habits, they ensure that we are constantly taking care of ourselves, regardless of external pressures. This creates a foundation of resilience that allows us to better handle stress and adversity. It's important to start small and be consistent. Small actions repeated regularly have a significant impact over time. For example, if you want to read more, start by dedicating just 10 minutes a day to reading. As this habit becomes established, you can gradually increase the time. The important thing is consistency. Even a small habit, when maintained daily, can lead to great results. Another important aspect is creating an environment that favors habits. Organizing your space can make a big difference. If your goal is to eat healthier, keep nutritious foods in sight and avoid buying junk food. If you want to exercise regularly, have your workout clothes ready the night before. Simplifying the process of starting a habit significantly increases the likelihood of maintaining it. Negative habits can be replaced with positive ones through a strategic approach. Identify the triggers that lead to undesirable behavior and replace them with more constructive actions. Suppose you tend to eat junk food when you're stressed. Replace this habit with a short walk or a few minutes of meditation. The key is to recognize the patterns and make conscious changes for improvement. Creating good habits provides a stable structure that supports continuous progress, making them an investment that pays dividends throughout your life. Obstacles. One of the first challenges we encounter is initial resistance. When we start implementing a new habit or routine, our brain naturally resists change. This happens because the brain prefers to save energy and stick to known patterns. To overcome this resistance, it's important to start small. Small changes are less daunting and easier to maintain. For example, if your goal is to start exercising, begin with 5 minutes of physical activity per day. As this habit becomes part of your routine, you can gradually increase the intensity and duration. Another common challenge is the lack of continuous motivation. Initial motivation can be high, but over time, it tends to wane. To combat this, it's crucial to have a clear and meaningful purpose. Knowing exactly why you want to achieve a goal can help maintain focus, even when motivation is low. Additionally, breaking down large goals into smaller, more manageable milestones can provide a sense of continuous progress and keep motivation high. Celebrating small victories along the way reinforces positive behavior and sustains momentum. Distractions are another major challenge in building discipline. We live in a world full of constant distractions, from smartphone notifications to interruptions at work. To deal with this, it's important to create an environment that minimizes distractions. Organize your workspace, disable unnecessary notifications, and set specific times to check emails and social media. Using techniques like the Pomodoro technique, which involves working in defined time intervals followed by short breaks, can help maintain focus and productivity. The fear of failure is another obstacle that can undermine discipline. Many people avoid starting or continuing their goals out of fear of failing. It's important to remember that failure is part of the learning process. Each mistake offers an opportunity to learn and improve. Adopting a growth mindset where you see challenges as opportunities for development can transform how you deal with failure. Instead of getting discouraged, use setbacks as fuel to move forward with more determination. The lack of social support can also make it difficult to maintain discipline. Having a support network that understands and encourages your goals can make a big difference. Share your goals with friends, family, or colleagues who can offer encouragement and accountability. Joining groups or communities with similar interests can provide a supportive and motivating environment, helping you stay focused and persistent. Another significant challenge is self-sabotage. Often, we are our own worst enemies, creating excuses and justifications for not following through with our plans. Recognizing patterns of self-sabotage is the first step to overcoming them. This can involve practicing self-reflection and identifying the triggers that lead to self-destructive behaviors. Replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations and reinforcing confidence in your abilities can help combat self-sabotage. Flexibility and adaptation are essential for overcoming these challenges. As you progress in your journey of discipline, you may need to adjust your strategies and approaches. Be open to experimenting with different methods and finding what works best for you. Overcoming challenges and building discipline requires a combination of practical strategies, self-knowledge, and persistence. By recognizing and addressing obstacles with a positive and proactive mindset, you can strengthen your discipline and create lasting habits that lead to success. The journey may be challenging, but each step taken with determination and resilience brings you closer to achieving your greatest goals. Chapter 7: Discipline and Motivation in Daily Life. At work. Maintaining discipline at work is like trying to stick to a diet while working in a bakery. It's not easy, but it's definitely possible and worth it. To help you achieve a level of productivity worthy of an office superhero, here are some practical strategies to cultivate and sustain discipline in the workplace. Break large goals into smaller, manageable tasks. This makes the work more accessible and less intimidating. For instance, if you need to complete a large project, start by setting deadlines for each stage of the process, such as research, writing, and revision. Knowing exactly what you need to accomplish helps direct your efforts and maintain focus. Creating a daily routine is another effective strategy. Establishing fixed times for specific tasks helps automate behaviors and reduces the need for constant decision-making. For example, reserve the first hour of your day to check and respond to emails, and set specific periods for meetings and focused work. Having a clear and consistent routine makes it easier to maintain discipline, as it turns important tasks into automatic habits. Keeping a tidy workspace is essential for promoting discipline. A disorganized environment can be a source of distraction and stress, making it difficult to concentrate and be efficient. Spend a few minutes at the end of each day tidying up your desk and preparing for the next day. A clean and organized workspace helps create an environment conducive to productivity and focus. Using time and task management tools can be extremely helpful. Apps like Todoist, Trello, or Asana allow you to plan, prioritize, and track your tasks. These tools help maintain accountability and visibility over what needs to be done. Breaking work into daily and weekly task lists can provide a clear view of progress and ensure nothing important is overlooked. Setting clear boundaries is crucial to protect focused work time. Learn to say no to requests that are not priorities or that can be postponed. This might include limiting time spent in unnecessary meetings, avoiding constant interruptions, and properly managing time dedicated to social media and other distractions. Establishing boundaries helps create an environment where you can focus on the most important tasks without being constantly interrupted. Seeking regular feedback is a valuable practice for maintaining discipline. Request feedback from colleagues, supervisors, and clients to better understand how you are performing and identify areas for improvement. Constructive feedback provides an external perspective that can help adjust your strategies and behaviors, keeping you on track to achieve your goals. Self-care is also an essential component of maintaining discipline at work. Ensure you take good care of yourself by getting adequate sleep, eating a balanced diet, and taking moments to relax. Stress and fatigue can undermine your ability to maintain discipline, so balancing work and rest is crucial for sustaining long-term effort. Regular exercise and setting aside time for activities you enjoy can also boost your energy and resilience. Establishing reward systems can motivate and reinforce disciplined behaviors. Set small rewards for yourself upon completing tasks or achieving goals. This could be something simple like a coffee break. Rewards provide tangible incentives that make the work process more enjoyable and encourage continued effort. Maintaining discipline at work involves a combination of strategic planning, organization, effective use of tools, self-care, and a positive mindset. By consistently applying these strategies, you can create a productive and sustainable work environment, allowing you to achieve your goals and realize your professional potential. In relationships, maintaining discipline in relationships is like tending to a garden. It requires constant attention, effort, and patience. Cultivating discipline in your relationships ensures that they grow and flourish over time. Think of communication as the water that nurtures your garden. Regularly conversing with important people in your life is essential. This might mean scheduling deeper weekly conversations with your partner or having quick daily check-ins with a coworker. Being consistent and clear in your communications avoids misunderstandings and builds mutual understanding. It's not just about talking, but also about actively listening and being present. Setting healthy boundaries is like giving your garden the space it needs to grow. Recognize your own needs and respect those of others. If you need alone time to recharge, communicate that clearly and set specific times for it. Likewise, respect when others express their need for space and time. Healthy boundaries promote mutual respect and understanding. Practicing empathy is like adding nutrients to the soil of your garden. Strive to understand and validate the emotions and perspectives of others. This might require patience and a conscious effort, especially in moments of conflict. Putting yourself in the other person's shoes helps create a supportive and trusting environment where everyone feels valued and understood. Keeping commitments and promises is like ensuring the plants receive enough sunlight. If you commit to being present at an event or helping with a task, follow through. Reliability is one of the pillars of strong relationships. When you demonstrate that you can be counted on, you strengthen the trust and loyalty between you and others. Time management is like planning the best time to water your plants. Prioritize quality time with the people who are important to you. This can be challenging with busy schedules, but it is crucial. Schedule regular meetups, whether it's for coffee with a friend, a family game night, or a weekly meeting with your team. Dedicated and intentional time strengthens bonds and shows others that you value their company and relationship. Regular self-reflection is like observing your garden and making necessary adjustments. Take time to reflect on your own actions and behaviors in your relationships. Ask yourself if you are being a considerate and respectful partner, friend, or colleague. Identify areas where you can improve and be willing to make adjustments. Continuous self-reflection helps maintain a high level of personal discipline and promotes healthier relationships. Dealing with conflicts constructively is like removing weeds from your garden. Conflicts are inevitable, but how you approach them makes all the difference. Instead of avoiding or reacting impulsively, practice emotional discipline. Take a deep breath, actively listen to the other person's viewpoint, and seek solutions that benefit both parties. Resolving conflicts healthily strengthens the relationship and promotes deeper understanding. Celebrating small victories and showing gratitude is like appreciating the beauty of your blooming garden. Recognize and appreciate the efforts and achievements of others, no matter how small. Regularly express your gratitude and celebrate the little and big victories together. Gratitude and celebration build a supportive and joyful environment, promoting lasting and meaningful relationships. Applying discipline in relationships may seem challenging, but the benefits are immense. By committing to clear communication, setting healthy boundaries, practicing empathy, keeping commitments, managing time well, reflecting on your actions, handling conflicts constructively, and celebrating victories, you can build and maintain strong and healthy relationships. After all, a well-tended garden is a continuous source of joy and satisfaction. In health and well-being, motivation for health and well-being is an ongoing journey that can transform your life in surprising ways. Living a healthy life is not just about the absence of disease, but about feeling good, having energy, and enjoying every moment. However, maintaining this motivation can be a challenge, especially when daily routines tend to pull us in different directions. Instead of using a garden, let's imagine we're creating a map for a road trip. Without a clear destination, it's easy to get lost or become demotivated. Small, specific goals, like losing a few pounds in a month or running a certain number of miles per week, provide direction and purpose. And the best part, each small success fuels your confidence and propels you toward the next goal. Now, imagine your daily routine as the fuel for this journey. Setting fixed times for healthy activities, such as exercising, preparing balanced meals, or dedicating a few minutes to meditate, helps turn these activities into automatic habits. Over time, these practices become as natural as brushing your teeth, eliminating the need to constantly rely on willpower or motivation. Seeking social support can be compared to having travel companions who share your goals and challenges. Relying on friends, family, or groups also striving for a healthy lifestyle creates a supportive and encouraging environment. A walk with a friend, a healthy recipe club, or even an online community can make a difference, making the process more enjoyable and less lonely. The idea of rewards is like planning fun stops along your journey. Recognize and celebrate your achievements with small rewards that you value. It could be a special gift for yourself, an indulgent meal, or a day of relaxation at a spa. These rewards not only serve as incentives, but also help keep your enthusiasm high. Continuously educating yourself about health and well-being is like updating your GPS with the best routes and paths. Reading inspiring books, watching documentaries, or following influencers who promote health can renew your enthusiasm and provide new insights. When you deeply understand the benefits of your actions, staying committed to a healthy lifestyle becomes easier and more natural. Practicing gratitude is like adding more beauty to your travel landscape. Focusing on the things you are grateful for, especially regarding your health, can create a positive and encouraging mindset. Gratitude increases your perception of the benefits of healthy activities and reinforces your commitment to them. By applying these strategies, you can maintain and strengthen your motivation for health and well-being, ensuring a fulfilling and energetic life. How discipline affects our mental health. Discipline has a profound impact on mental health, serving as an essential pillar for maintaining a balanced and resilient mental state. Let's explore how practicing discipline can transform the way we handle our emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. Firstly, discipline allows us to establish a structured routine, which is vital for mental stability. Keeping regular schedules for sleeping, eating, working, and exercising creates a sense of order and predictability that can reduce anxiety and stress. When we know what to expect from our day, our mind can relax, avoiding the chaos that a disorganized routine can cause. Imagine starting the day knowing exactly what you will do and when. This not only saves mental energy, but also provides a sense of control over your life. The regular practice of healthy activities is another area where discipline shines. Physical exercise, for example, has proven benefits for mental health, such as reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety and releasing endorphins that improve mood. Maintaining an exercise routine requires discipline, but the positive effects on mental well-being are significant. Additionally, choosing nutritious foods over less healthy options can positively influence our mental state by providing the necessary nutrients for a healthy, functioning brain. When we have many tasks and responsibilities, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and anxious. However, by planning and organizing our activities, we can break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps and set realistic deadlines. This not only increases productivity, but also reduces the feeling of stress, as we have a clear plan and know we are making steady progress. Discipline also helps us establish and maintain self-care habits, which are essential for mental health. This includes setting aside time for activities that relax and re-energize us, such as hobbies, reading, meditation, or spending time with friends and family. Maintaining a regular self-care practice ensures that these important activities are not neglected, even during periods of high demand and stress. Another important aspect of discipline is its ability to help avoid impulsive behaviors that can harm our mental health. Being disciplined means having the ability to pause and reflect before acting, which can prevent hasty decisions and future regrets. This capacity for self-control is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships, avoiding unnecessary conflicts, and making more balanced and thoughtful decisions. Having a disciplined approach to facing challenges and adversities can strengthen our ability to cope with difficult situations. This involves maintaining a positive perspective, seeking solutions rather than focusing on problems, and learning from failures rather than being discouraged by them. Emotional resilience is a key component of mental health, allowing us to recover more quickly from setbacks and continue moving forward with confidence. Setting clear boundaries between work and personal time and adhering to these boundaries can prevent burnout and promote a more balanced lifestyle. This means being disciplined about disconnecting from work at the end of the day, setting aside time to relax and recharge, and ensuring that our professional responsibilities do not completely dominate our lives. In summary, discipline is a powerful ally for mental health. By establishing structured routines, practicing healthy activities, managing time and priorities effectively, maintaining self-care habits, avoiding impulsive behaviors, promoting emotional resilience, and balancing work and personal life, we can create lasting mental well-being. Discipline is not just a tool for achieving goals. It is a fundamental component for living a mentally healthy and satisfying life. So, this would be the end of this not impossible mission. Throughout our exploration of discipline and motivation, it becomes clear that these two forces are fundamental for achieving success in various areas of life. While motivation ignites the initial spark, it is discipline that keeps this flame burning, guiding us through the challenges and adversities we inevitably encounter. Let's reflect on some of the key insights and lessons we can draw about discipline and motivation. Motivation is often seen as the spark that propels us to start something new. Whether it's the desire to lose weight, learn a new skill, or achieve a professional goal, Motivation provides the energy and enthusiasm needed to take the first step. However, motivation is volatile and can wane over time. This is where discipline comes into play. Discipline is the steady force that keeps us on track, even when motivation wanes. It's the ability to keep moving forward, regardless of how we feel at any given moment. Discipline involves creating habits and routines that sustain our daily efforts. When we turn desired actions into habits, we eliminate the need for constant decision-making, which saves mental energy and maintains consistency. The journey to developing discipline is not easy, but it is extremely rewarding. It begins with setting clear and specific goals, which provide direction and purpose. Small victories along the way reinforce our commitment and boost our confidence. Creating a structured routine and maintaining healthy habits are essential for sustaining progress. Additionally, seeking social support and rewarding ourselves for achievements can strengthen our motivation and discipline. Another important reflection is the need for flexibility and adaptation. As we progress on our journey, we may encounter unexpected obstacles that require adjustments to our plan. Maintaining a growth mindset, where we see challenges as opportunities for learning and development, allows us to adapt our strategies and continue progressing. Regular self-reflection is crucial for maintaining discipline and motivation. Taking time to assess our progress, identify areas for improvement, and celebrate our achievements keeps us connected to our goals and reinforces our commitment. Practicing gratitude also plays a significant role, as it helps us maintain a positive perspective and recognize the value of the small things that contribute to our well-being and success. It's important to remember that discipline and motivation are skills that can be developed and improved over time. We are not born disciplined or motivated. These qualities are cultivated through constant practice and conscious effort. By investing in our personal and professional growth, we are building a solid foundation to achieve our dreams and live a fulfilling and satisfying life. At the end of the day, the combination of discipline and motivation is the key to turning our dreams into reality. While motivation pushes us to start, discipline sustains us along the way, ensuring we continue moving forward even in the face of challenges. By cultivating these qualities, we are preparing ourselves for a life of incredible achievements. Now, you might know some of these people. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, exemplifies how discipline can sustain motivation during tough times. Before becoming one of the world's best-selling authors, Rowling faced multiple rejections from publishers and endured financial hardships. Motivated by her passion for writing and the stories she wanted to tell, she persisted, writing whenever she could, often in cafes while taking care of her young daughter. Rowling's discipline was reflected in her writing routine. She set daily writing goals and committed to meeting them, regardless of the obstacles. This combination of motivation and discipline resulted in a series of books that not only achieved commercial success, but also inspired millions of readers around the world. The founder of Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk, is known for his ambitious vision of a better future and his ability to work tirelessly to turn that vision into reality. From a young age, Musk was driven by his passion for technology and innovation. However, his journey to becoming one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world is marked by rigorous discipline. Musk is famous for his relentless work ethic, often working more than 80 hours a week. He meticulously divides his time between his various companies, ensuring that each project receives the necessary attention. His discipline includes a well-structured daily routine, with set times for meetings, product development, and even meals and sleep. This disciplined approach, combined with his intrinsic motivation, has allowed Musk to lead significant advancements in electric vehicles, sustainable energy, and space exploration. Michael Jordan, widely considered the greatest basketball player of all time, is a classic example of how discipline and motivation can lead to athletic success. From a young age, Jordan was motivated by the desire to be the best. However, he did not rely solely on natural talent. He combined his motivation with a relentless work ethic. Jordan was known for his discipline and training, often arriving at the gym before everyone else and leaving after. He dedicated himself to perfecting every aspect of his game, from shooting to defensive skills. His discipline extended beyond practice. He maintained a strict diet and followed a conditioning routine that helped him sustain high performance. The motivation to win and the discipline to prepare properly led Jordan to win 6 NBA championships, earning MVP in all finals. Think of all the people who have overcome unimaginable adversities, who achieved the impossible, and who left an indelible mark on the world. They were no different from you. What set them apart was their ability to combine motivation with discipline, to rise after every fall, and to keep moving forward, regardless of the obstacles. You have within you an incredible power, an unlimited capacity to achieve everything you desire. Discipline is the key that unlocks this potential. It's not just about following rules or maintaining a routine. It's about a deep commitment to yourself, honoring your dreams, and refusing to give up, even when the path becomes difficult. Every small step you take, every healthy habit you cultivate, every goal you achieve is a testament to your inner power. Celebrate these victories. They are proof that you are on the right path, that you are capable of extraordinary things. The real magic lies in consistency and commitment to your own goals. Believe in yourself. Believe in the power of discipline to turn your dreams into reality. Believe that each day is a new opportunity to grow, improve, and get closer to what you've always wanted. The journey may be long and sometimes arduous, but the destination is worth every effort. Never underestimate the impact of your daily actions. Every dawn brings a chance to do something great, to inspire others, and to shape a bright future. No matter how big the challenge, the resilience you develop through discipline will keep you steady, and the passion that comes from motivation will always push you forward. This book was just the beginning. The tools, stories, and strategies shared here are now part of your arsenal. Use them well. Let them guide, motivate, and help you transform your life into a living testimony of the power of discipline and motivation. Face each new day as a chance to make a difference, to get closer to your dreams, and to be the best version of yourself. Life is a grand adventure, and you are destined for great things. Allow yourself to be disciplined, allow yourself to be motivated, and above all, allow yourself to be extraordinary. The world is waiting for everything you have to offer. Now, go forth and conquer the impossible. Your journey to success is just beginning.